Okay, yeah, we just cranked up our we just started our live, so I mean they gotta approve it for the YouTube live, so we ain't gotta keep doing this Zoom um cutting off and stuff. But let's continue. We got about 45 minutes left.
You're being suspicious right now. We're trying to figure out what's going on.
You already said, because I'm exercising my rights, I'm being suspicious.
So if you have an ID with you, that'd be fine. We'd love for you to give it to us so we can find out what's going on.
Hey, sir.
Am I doing anything illegal?
Yes, based on
What am I doing that's illegal?
But based on your suspicious activity, we're going to go ahead and ID you. If you have no warrants or anything like that, we're going to go ahead and wish you a good day, and we're going to be on our way.
Am I under arrest?
No, you're not under arrest, but you are being detained. There's no two ways about it.
All right, well, if I'm being detained, y'all can go ahead and do your investigation, but I'm just going to stay here and
That's fine.
exercise my Fifth Amendment right. Just stay here, and if I'm not doing anything wrong, then there's no reason for y'all to be
We're
here.
going to go ahead and ID you one way or the other. It's up to you.
What do you mean one way or the other?
Pardon me?
What do you mean one way or the other?
One way or the other. If we have to take you downtown and fingerprint you, we'll do that. You're being detained for investigative purposes right now. Believe me, I know the law better than you. So you can film all you want. You can set it up however you want. We're going to ID you. But until we do that, you're not free to go.
And we ain't gonna get into the full video, but you can go back and watch it on your own time. That list I provided. This is the full list of the whole case. Okay, so what all happened, transpired right there on that day was the beginning of it. Okay, what he actually did is he came back and sued them, right, and won in the district court, and he won for that case. Right, matter of fact, here it is, right here. Here's the lawsuit. Here's the setup of the lawsuit. He filed in the United States District Court, Western District of Texas, Austin Division. Now, what was so great about this case that I love is he actually got a law change for the district court. You know what I'm saying? So now they named it after him, Philip Turner Law. So now it's not to be confused when people record police that you're detained or anything. That's a violation of people's right. Why? Because that's the First Amendment, the freedom of press, like he told them. I ain't did nothing wrong. Why? Because I got the right to the freedom of press. Okay. But yeah, go back and check that whole case out. Just type in Battleside Austin Police and they'll give you the whole list of what he did. Like the whole list. He ended up on the news, on the Austin Fox 4 News for what he did. That's active right there. Hey, that man getting laws changed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna help us out a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the police chief had to come back and apologize and everything. And through that case, another thing I'm gonna leave y'all with is they tried what officers do is they'll file qualified immunity, right? Which means that's what Amber Geiger, I think she was trying to file for. Qualified immunity means that because my job policy tells me to do this or my training tells me to do this, I'm excused, right? But this the thing where they couldn't file qualified immunity. Why they couldn't file it is because I reminded you, right? Let's go to it. I reminded you of your oath that you took, right? And we went over this, but we're gonna go check it out real quick, man. Real quick. Okay, so in the Constitution, Article 6, right? Section 3, okay? This is why they can't get qualified immunity. If you remind them, okay? Because if you don't remind them, they're gonna say, oh, my training, oh, my policies. But if I remind you of that oath that you took and you still violate my rights, you ain't getting qualified immunity. You ain't no qualified immunity because I reminded you. Okay, so Article 6, Section 3, the senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several state legislators and all executive and judicial officers. That's the police, that's the judges, both of the United States and that's federal, the United States, and of the several states, that's states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution. This Constitution, right? The one that we read. Okay? So you took an oath before you got your badge to support this Constitution. So when I tell you that I have the right to record you, no matter if you think I'm suspicious or not, right? If I tell you I got the right to freedom of press and you took an oath to that to get your badge, you got to listen to me. There's no more qualified immunity. There's no more lack of training that you can say, right? Because you took an oath to this. You shouldn't have put your hand up before you got your badge and say, I'm going to support this Constitution. So if you're going to support this Constitution, we need to know what this Constitution say. Not the Texas Constitution, because you can use that too. But this Constitution is the supreme law. This is over that, okay? So, yeah, that right there was not granted to them, and they were sued in the court of law. Go back and check that case out. But I ain't got much time. But yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. Or the right of the people to peaceably assemble, right? So when they be telling people, oh, you got a curfew, you need to go home. That ain't what it said. But how many of us check them on it lawfully and explain to them what I just explained to y'all? You took an oath, sir. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Hey, what's your badge number? Oh, you took an oath, didn't you? Yeah, let's go see what that says. So when you tell me I got a curfew, I got to go home, the right of the people to peaceably to assemble didn't say peaceably assemble until 9 or 10. It didn't say that. It said peaceably assemble. I don't give a fuck if it's, excuse my language, 2 a.m. Then I got the right to peaceably assemble. And to petition the government for a redress of grievances, right? So we got the right to petition, okay? Petition the government for a redress of grievances. Grievances just means what they did wrong, okay? So we need to readdress that, you know what I'm saying? Through a petition. That's the correct way constitutionally to do it, a petition, right? And that's the same thing they did when they came over here, right? When I say they, I mean the European settlers or colonizers who came over here. When you read the Declaration of Independence, we're not going to get too far into it. When you go down, right, it's a long list of things that the British was doing to them. The King of Britain, right, was doing to them, injuries and usurpations. These are grievances. Guess what? They named them before they went to that war with them. It was like, y'all doing this, that, this. Same thing. Matter of fact, if you read this, it's the same thing they doing to us. How many of us petition for a redress of grievance? Some of us do. I ain't gonna lie. Some of us do. Like, buddy, that's what that was. That's what that was. That's a petition for a redress of grievance, right? That's his petition to the lawful court, right? Really getting work done, okay? With the red light cameras, they petition them red light cameras, and you don't see them red light cameras no more. They said that's unconstitutional. I can't face a camera as a witness, right? Okay, so yeah, that's how you get things done. Petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's constitutional, okay? And that's enforceable.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand why, like, they should have a certain type of stun gun or something before they even use a gun with bullets, before they even firing off on people.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, why don't they have that to calm a person down? Okay, I can understand you might be scared or nervous. Okay, yeah. But then why instead of using a gun with actual bullets at first, why don't you use some type of stun gun, something to hit the person with without killing?
Yeah, and some of them do. Some of them do try to use that, you know, at first. But yeah, these are things that we could petition too. These are things that we could petition. Like, okay, you know, that this is not according to your policy. But some of them do use that stun gun, but not enough of them, like you said. Yeah. But yeah, the petition would be the way to redress that grievance, right? So we can get together as a people and say, hey, y'all need to put y'all stun gun on y'all dominant hand side, right? And that way, so when you reach, you're gonna reach for that stun gun first and put your pistol on your less dominant hand side, so you'll make a good judgment and think before you grab that pistol. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we as the people could petition for. You know what I'm saying? There any more questions? We'll continue
Yeah,
on.
I just think they need to do that more, like instead of using. It's just more things that can help that situation, just instead of popping somebody up top and then oops, when you
Yeah.
need to use a different type of weapon to calm the person. Now, if somebody's shooting at you, then yeah, you shoot back with bullets.
Right.
But
Right.
if you're in a situation to where you're trying to contain somebody, you don't know what they might do, then you don't use the weapon with actual bullets first, because you don't know what that person might not have nothing to defend itself. You just going off what you think is gonna happen.
Right. Right.
You need to they need to have a weapon. They need a weapon, a different type of weapon to calm you know what I'm saying, for those type of situations. So you won't end up killing somebody on accident.
Yeah. True. I agree with you. But then another thing too is the way that we handle situations when we come in contact with them too. When we come in contact with them, you know, we should be speaking the law. You know what I'm saying? And so that changes the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? When I was in my little situations, when I started talking Constitution, I seen their whole energy change from aggressive to now on the fence, because they like, oh shit, dude know my job title. He know how my job is supposed to go. See, a lot of us don't. So we get aggressive or we get mad or we run. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, okay, what are you stopping me of? Do you have probable cause? You know what I'm saying? Things of these natures. When you asking them questions, then guess what? You keeping them on the fence versus them being aggressive towards you. You know what I'm saying? So another good thing, you know, the kind of slow that down, you know what I'm saying, is learning this law too. So then once we come in contact with them, it ain't no aggression, because guess what? First of all, you on camera. And then I got your badge number. Then I'm gonna tell you about your oath that you took, right? So now I'm setting the atmosphere up. Now you can't use hostile energy with me because I'm not hostile. That's the first thing. Nah, we talking law now. So now your whole energy got to change. Now your hand come off that pistol. You know what I'm saying? And now you on the fence. Now you like, oh shit. You know what they tell me? You know what they code word for me is? Got a sovereign citizen. That's what they say. We got a sovereign citizen. Then a whole bunch of them show up. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand that, okay, now we talking law. Now, shit, my bank account could be affected. You know what I'm saying? Without that qualified immunity, and you go putting liens on them, you know what I'm saying? Then they whole energy change. Now it ain't, oh, let me shoot them. It's like, oh, let me talk to them. Shit, my job could be up. I can't feed my family if my job up. You know what I'm saying? So they whole energy change. You know what I'm saying? So that's another good reason why I think we should learn the law too. So then we don't give them a reason to shoot us. You know what I'm saying? They whole energy on how they deal with us will change. See what I'm saying? That's a good question though. Damn good question. Let's continue on for time purposes. We're gonna get into the Second Amendment. Okay. So a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. So when they came back and they had to Greg Abbott, I ain't gonna get into it. I had it pulled up, but because of time, I don't think we're gonna have enough time. But Greg Abbott, we all know, came back and said that you don't need a CHL, right? You ain't never needed a CHL because creating a CHL will be infringing on my bare arms. That will be infringing on my bare arms. So you can't create a law to infringe on my bare arms or infringe on another law. But you see, they do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? But if we never correct them on it, then, you know, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So I was gonna look up infringe, but I'm trying to see if we have enough time. We're running short. Okay. This is a Black's Law Dictionary for all of those who wondering what definitions I'm pulling this out of. This is a Black's Law Dictionary revised edition 4. And these are lawful terms pulled out of court cases, old court cases. I don't know if they Supreme Court or District Court or Circuit Court, but they're interpreted out of the court cases. And as you know, you can use things from other court cases in your court cases. I forgot what it's called. I think it's, I want to say in stare decisis, I want to say, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. Yeah, case law. I think that's the Latin legal term for it. Okay, so infringement, right? Infringement means a breaking into, a trespass, or encroachment upon, a violation of a law, regulation, contract, or right. Used especially of invasions of rights secured by patients, copyrights, and trademarks, whatever. To constitute infringement. Let me see, because I ain't got much time. But basically, it means trampling, trespassing on your rights or encroachment upon. So, you know, you can't do that, okay, according to the Constitution. Hey, attorney, I'm going to kick you off. I don't know what you're doing. Chill out. How can she? Attorney, I don't know what you're doing, but stop. Y'all can't see that? You don't see nothing red? Do you see any red? Attorney.
Come here.
Get her, please. We ain't got much time.
Come here.
I'm about to kick you off. I don't know what you did, but undo it. I don't got time for this, man. Let me see. I'm about to kick her off. She's gonna have to come back in. Which one is her? She ain't even on no more. How's she able to do that? I can't get it off. Stop letting them on. Oh. I didn't kick her off. She just, I don't know what happened, man. Come on with this, attorney. That's terrible. It's terrible. Excuse the writing, man. It's terrible. I don't have time for this. I'm not letting you in no more. Not letting you in no more, attorney. How did you even figure out how to do that? I didn't even know you could do that. You're not even the host. How she be able to do that? Okay, well, excuse the writing. We're gonna do our best because we ain't got much time. Okay. So they shall not infringe, right, on the people to keep and bear arms. Okay. So that's period. You know what I'm saying? So when they created this CHL, whatever it is, these um concealed handgun licenses, that was an infringement on our bear arms rights. Okay. And you see them create laws all the time that contradict your constitutional rights, constitutionally secured rights. The Constitution don't give you rights; it just secure them. Okay, so you'll see Jim Crow, or go back and look this one up for sure. Black codes, right? I gotta show y'all this one. I got to give you at least go back Wikipedia and look into the black codes, because these black codes is what they're using till this day, right? And so sometimes called black laws were laws governing the conduct of African Americans, free and free blacks, right? So when you go back into them black codes, you'll see exactly why Noble Drew Ali brought us back our nationality, right? And so we wouldn't fall under these black codes. Because the time we is gonna go back to these black codes so we can look into this. This is something that you really need to look into, right? But it's really unlawful. These Jim Crow black codes, these are unlawful. But guess what? At the state level, they can do that. Why? Why? Because again, the people don't petition the government for redress of grievance. You know what I'm saying? So, we that's why we learning the law today, because a lot of our people don't know how to do that or where to start on that. You know what I'm saying? That's what we trying to figure out in these classes. You know what I'm saying? So, man, how did she do that? I don't. It's terrible. You know what? I think I can erase. Excuse me, y'all. Get that off. Yeah. And next week we're gonna I think we're gonna do YouTube uh live. We gotta get approved of something we just created. It's gonna be TrueTube 7. That's gonna be the name. And we're gonna be on live, like you was saying, B. So that's a good idea. No. But for right now we're gonna stay on this Zoom. Let me get through it real quick, okay? So that's Article 2's Second Amendment, that's bearing arms, okay? These are enforceable, okay? Third Amendment, no soldier shall in time of peace be quartered in any house without the consent of the owner, nor in time of war, but in the in a manner to be prescribed by law. We're not in war, so we ain't got to worry about that. Article 4, or Amendment 4, okay? These two, Amendment 4 and 5, are some of your most important amendments. I'm gonna tell you right there. Okay. Damn, time I'm looking at. Let's go through Amendment 4. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. Effects. That's a good. Let's look it up real quick, man. That's important. Effects is important. But that basically is saying that you got the right to be secure in your house, in your papers, which is your IDs, any type of documents, you know what I'm saying? Papers, papers or whatever it is, documents too, and effects. And we about to look up effects because there's a lot of things that fall under effects. Okay, let's get to it. Effects. Okay. Effect. Okay. Is this is this the one? Hold on. Effects. No, it's down here. That's effect. Effects. Okay. So effects is personal estate or property, right? Personal estate or property, right? So we know what, well, I don't know if y'all know what personal estate is or estate. Due to a lack of time, ooh, it's so much. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, it's so much. But basically, your estate is everything you own, right? You know, houses could be a part of your estate, your name. Your estate can go into a lot of different things, but your personal estate, for sure, or property. So, what's that saying? The right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, papers, and estate or property, right, against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue. But how can they get a warrant? Upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or things to be seized. Okay, so when they pull you over, uh, do they have a warrant? First of all, probably not. Do they have not only a warrant, but upon probable cause, do they have probable cause and a warrant describing the place, your car, and you, the person, and say you got some weed on you, your weed to be seized. This right here is called due process. Due process of law. This is the process that's due before you can take me, put me in handcuffs, question me, do anything to me. There's a process that's due. That means that you must do this before you can do that, right? And if you don't, that's a violation of my due process. That's enforceable in the court of law, okay? Basically, what the dude was telling him in the Batusi video, did I do anything wrong? What is your probable cause? Okay, if you said I did something wrong, present a warrant. That's the way when they come in your house, when they come to your house, and I don't know if y'all remember back when I was staying in apartments, they surrounded the house on the basis of, oh, somebody said you had a rifle. I sure did. And dude came knocking on my door unlawfully, kicking on my door. Yes, I have the right to defend myself. Yes. And at the end of the day, long story short, they couldn't get in because they had no warrant. It don't matter what you heard. It don't matter what you seen, because he seen me. Police seen me when I looked down and I had the rifle. I seen him. He looked at me and I went back in the house. But guess what? I ain't did nothing wrong. You have no probable cause, no warrant shall issue. You have no warrant. So and then you have to, when you come, you must come correct. You must know who I am and the things that you coming for. This is due process, okay? Article 5. Did everybody get that though?
Yeah.
Okay, just stop me. I know I'm moving kind of fast. Just stop me if I'm going too fast. And we was gonna play this video, but I'm not sure if we're gonna make it before 7. What we might have to do is stop and then come back for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If y'all want to do that, we normally do law on Sunday and our divine studies on Friday. So we will have to come back next Sunday and finish up. Cause law, man, it take a little time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, cause you gotta look this stuff up. You can't take nothing and don't look it up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look up all these words. Basically, you gotta look up. Anytime you don't know it, look it up. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have a good understanding of it. But yeah, we'll come back and probably go through that six through 10 at a later date. So let's get through 5, okay? So due process. Okay, this is still a part of your due process. We ain't done with due process because once okay, let's say they did have a warrant. You murked somebody and they got a warrant. They know that who did it. They went and got the witness, swoop the woo, and they know who did it and they got a warrant for you, right? And say okay, they come and they to your house. They're gonna know exactly who you are, right? And they gonna know what they looking for, the gun, right? To be seized. You see it all the time on First 48. Okay, so now it's a way after you do that it's supposed to go. Okay, so let's get into it. This is Article 5. So you got your warrant with the whoop. Okay, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on presentment of indictment of a grand jury. That's important because a lot of them don't have no indictments and no grand jury when they bring them in there for First 48. Even though I'm not saying they correct, because I don't agree with doing nothing foul. You can't take your time on no. You cause injury, then you need to make up for that. But if you ain't caused no injury, then how can you get an indictment of a grand jury, right? So then they'll go get an indictment of grand jury, except in the cases arising in land or naval forces, because they go by their own law. That's the military. You know what I'm saying? They got their own way of doing shit. Or in the militia, I just said that, military, when in actual service in the time of war or public danger. Nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb. All right? It was a movie when I was in high school. I took a little law class for a little bit, and there was a movie of a lady. I think it's called Double Jeopardy or something. I think it's called Double Jeopardy. Anyway, she didn't kill her husband. Well, however the story go, and once they found out, I forgot how the story go, but they brought her back in and tried to charge her again. But you already gave me my time. You can't put me in jeopardy again. You know what I'm saying? But I forgot how the story goes. Don't quote me on it. But I'll find the movie and I'll put it in the next class if y'all here. Okay. Nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. That's important. Okay? Because when people say I plead the fifth, they're talking about the Fifth Amendment. Right? I plead the fifth. So when they bring people in, on that when they bring people into the First 48 and they get them to telling on themselves, they cannot use that in court. Why? Because you can't go up on the stand and witness against yourself. And so if you can't go into court and witness on it, you can't bring no witness up on it, then it is hearsay. Right? So you'll always see, when people when they go in to witness on somebody or they go to tell on somebody, they'll be like, okay, well, we need to put you in witness protection program until you go to court, because you have to go and you have to be able to face your accuser. So I can't face myself unless I make myself two. I can't face myself. So you can't be a witness against yourself. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you gotta do your job. You know what I'm saying? I can't, I can't be a witness against myself. You know what I'm saying? That's when people say, oh, I plead the fifth, or I'm gonna exercise my right to the Fifth Amendment. And that's what dude was doing at the beginning of the video. He said, I ain't gotta answer nothing because I can't be a witness against myself. Okay. I plead the fifth. nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without what? Due process of law. We just went through that process, okay? And so them lawyers, they know what it is. When they really want to get rid of a case, they'll say you violate this man due process. Case done. Case done. Why? Why don't they do that? Because it don't make them money. They'll rather drag the case on and tell you, oh, you know what? We need to file a motion on such and such. We need another 1,000, right? When they could have ended the whole case and said you violated this man due process. You didn't have probable cause when you pulled that man over. You didn't have a warrant when you pulled that man over, explaining the person that you was getting or the things that you seizing, right? You didn't. Oh no, you didn't go get an indictment from the grand jury. You took his statement and said we're gonna charge him. See what I'm saying? These things are a violation of your due process, right? And so in law, when they violate your due process, you file in the district court, like he did. District court, affidavit, right? This is how you get shit done, right? You go in there, you file in the district court. Now, I have never did that, okay? But from my research, we can see, and from reading the Constitution, right? As we read in 1, petition the government for redress of grievance, we can see that that's the way to enforce the Constitution, okay? So, and you sue. That's what you do. You sue them, right? We can protest. That's cool, to get the people behind you because you need more petition. But before all y'all leave, I need y'all to sign this petition. That's the key. That's what's gonna get it done. Not the ramping and raging through the streets. That ain't what it get done. That ain't what get it done. What get it done is that petition. Yeah, that's how you get it done. Okay, so then you will petition, okay, to the high court, and we went through it. I sent some of y'all the civil forms. It's a website. Let me see what time we're looking at. 2 minutes. Y'all need to know this. This is good information right here. I'm gonna post these civil forms. Yes, right here. Bam. Okay, so this is a government website. If I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna give it to you, I'm gonna give it to you. Government website. We know that it's legit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, these are the forms. When you have a problem, you have an issue, you will find what issue you're having, and they have forms already laid out for you. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to use this. I ain't saying that you gotta use this. You can write an affidavit on your own, right? But what it does is, let's click on one. Ooh, gotta download. How much time? A minute left. Ooh, we ain't even get to the divine Constitution. But this is good information. So when you click on one of these forms, basically it's gonna tell you, it's gonna ask you certain questions, you know what I'm saying? Name and location of court conviction you are challenging, criminal docket, whoop, whoop, whoop. What was your plea? Not guilty, guilty. If you're into the guilty plea, what did you plead? And boom, what kind of trial, jury or judge? If you did you appeal from the judgment of convictions, right? So they basically kind of telling you step by step, not only giving you a format on how to sue, but giving you a guideline on what to do when you sue. You know what I'm saying? Like appeal and what the rule. Did you seek further review by a higher state court? This is the process of